Today's topic is regarding the difference, comparison between National Pension Scheme 2004 with EPS 95. Generally, old pension scheme is more beneficial than contributory pension scheme or National Pension Scheme 2004. Naturally, when EPS 95 was implemented from 16/11/95, that is more than 8 years before the implementation of National Pension Scheme with effect from 1/1/2004, we expect that EPS pension should benefit more than National Pension Scheme. I think all agree with me, but I will show an example regarding NPS versus EPS 95. Suppose a person contributing 15,000 under National Pension Scheme for a period of 35 years. The total contribution of that person after 35 years is 63 lakhs. Suppose under NPS the annual return is 10%, then 63 lakhs becomes 5,74,24,151. The entire 5,74,24,151 belongs to the person who contributed to NPS. If the entire amount of 5,74,24,151 is invested in any bank, nationalized bank or private bank, at the rate of 6% per annum, the person gets 2,87,121 rupees per month as pension. Besides, the entire 5,74,24,151 rupees belongs to him. After the death of that person, his nominee receives 5,74,24,151. That is the system under NPS 2004. Now let us come to EPS 95. Present ceiling of EPS 95 is 15,000. Hence, an employee is allowed to contribute a maximum of 1,250. 1,250 contribution per month is 1/12 of the contribution of 15,000 made under NPS 95. That's why 1,250 rupees per month, if it is invested for the same 35 years, the total contribution amount is 5,25,000. Again, for comparison purpose, 10% interest is added to 5,25,000. The amount goes up to 47,85,346. But in EPS, the amount of 47,85,346 does not belong to the contributor. Please note that. It belongs to EPFO. They keep the entire amount of 47,85,364. Instead, they give pension as per the formula. What is the formula? The ceiling is 15,000. That ceiling amount becomes pensionable salary. ceiling is 15,000. Hence, 15,000 is the pensionable salary divided by 70 into contributing period is 35 years. For 35 years, they add 2 years weightage. That means 15,000 divided by 70 into 37 is equal to 7,929 rupees. That is the pension. That is the pension. The person who contributed 1,250 for 35 years gets per month. After his death, his nominee gets 50% of this amount. But as per NPS system of pension, this person must get 23,927 rupees per month. But he is getting only 7,929. That means the 7,929 is just 33% of 23,927. The person who is contributing under EPS 95 not only loses 47,85,346, but also every month he loses out of 20. He gets only 7,929 instead of 23,927. That is the vast difference between NPS 2004 and EPS 95. Generally, we expect EPS 95 benefit to be more than NPS 2004. But here it is reverse. There is earth to sky difference between NPS and EPS 95. But what Employees Provident Fund Organization says is EPS 95 is depending upon the principles of insurance. What are the principles of insurance? Suppose an employee joined on a certain date. After 1 year, he expires. Then his nominee lifelong gets pension, along with two children up to the age of 25 years. But with increased health parameters, how many persons are dying after 1 year of employment? No person, very minuscule persons, very minuscule employees are dying early after joining a service. There may be deaths, but the deaths may occur either after 50 years or 55 years like that. But very, very few people die after 1 year of joining employment. That's why the argument of EPFO cannot stand scrutiny in the present day of advanced medical care and improved health parameters. Moreover, the EPS 95 scheme is entirely depending upon pension formula, not what the person contributed and what he should get. They simply adopt a formula, and as per the formula, they pay the pension. There are nearly 1,25,00,000 people who are contributing 1,250 per month under EPS 95. All these people, majority of the people are from private companies, just like TCS, Infosys, or private companies like Crompton Greaves, TVS, like that. These people have no chance of getting higher pension because in these companies their managements contribute only up to ceiling. In that case, they are not eligible for higher pension. That's why they have to satisfy only with pension under ceiling. And we know the salaries of these employees are certainly more than 15,000 per month. That's why they every month contribute to 1,250. And every person certainly works for at least 35 years or at the most 30 years. But this is the loss under EPS 95 for them, as I mentioned here. That's why, due to this, on each person, EPFO is benefited to the extent of 47,85,346. That means if 1 crore persons are contributing like this, EPFO's windfall profit becomes 47,85,346 crores. And on the other hand, out of 23,927 per month pension, he is getting only 7,929. The remaining amount also belongs to EPFO. That means we can say certainly in a 20-year period, EPFO is going to benefit from each person nearly 1 crore, more than 1 crore. Then compound interest is added to this. If there are 1 crore people contributing like this, EPFO is going to benefit 1 crore crores like this. This is my submission today. Thank you very much.